just when the audience in the ninja world fell into a huge controversy. In the live broadcast room. Ding. The first video is over, now the second video will start playing. That is, the video after Ake's intervention. Hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room suddenly became lively. The barrage flutters crazily. Didera. Master Ake finally started. He will not be as easy to deceive as Neji. The people of the Hyuga family are waiting to be abused. Uchiha Madara. That's right, with Ake here, it will definitely lead Neji to another bright road. Senju Hashirama. I just don't know what his identity will be this time. Onoki. It doesn't matter. Ake can rule the ninja world as a first-class commoner, so I'm afraid he has to do something this time. Little Sakura. Oh, let's start now, I can't wait to watch Ake. Ino. Yes, yes, yes. It was really depressing to see it just now. I want to see Ake every second of every second. In the tense expectation of everyone. Soon, the video starts playing again. Konoha village. In the Hyuga family. Whoa whoa whoa. A newborn baby is born on this day. And he is Neji's younger brother, Ake. However, what made everyone feel dumbfounded was. Not long after Ake was born, people from the Zong family came. And on his head, Hyuga Hiyashi also engraved the caged bird spell. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room suddenly went numb. Kakashi. Damn. Forget about this stubble. Tsunade. This. Ake can't escape the fate of caged bird? Didera. It's over, it's over. It would have been nice if Master Ake grew up a bit, but he was cursed when he was born. No matter how strong this is, it is impossible to resist right after birth. Orochimaru. Weren't you still full of expectations just now? Tamari. I was so excited that I forgot about caged bird. No more cut. Is this the so-called fate? Even Ake, under the fate of the branch house of the Hyuga family, everyone is equal. Kakuzu. Trouble, with this constraint, no matter how talented Ake is, it is difficult to have a bright future. Little Sakura. Ah. No. What should I do now? Is Ake going to be sad too? Yurihong. It's hard to say, as long as there is this thing. Ake will probably be suppressed and beaten just like Neji. Terumi Mei. This trick is too ruthless, the second Neji is about to appear again. Uchiha Madara. Huh. Little caged bird, will trap Ake. I do not believe. Senju Hashirama. Mada, I can understand your feelings, but this caged bird is a bondage, not to mention Ake is still a baby. For a moment, the atmosphere in the live broadcast room took a turn for the worse. Just now everyone was expecting that Ake could operate a wave and successfully change his life by heaven defying. But now, countless viewers are in despair. After all, they have seen the effect of caged bird before, not to mention restricting ability. It is tantamount to handing over one's life to others. He became a slave of the clan from birth, and it was very difficult to turn over. Neji was like this in the first half of his life. No matter how talented Ake is, I am afraid it will be difficult to freely train his superb abilities as before. Inside the video. Time flies, and soon Ake will be 1 year old. He has learned to walk, speak and even begin to read. Sometimes when looking in the mirror, Ake would touch the mark on his forehead. But most people thought he was just curious, and no one thought he knew what it was. After all, the meaning of caged bird will not be understood until they grow up a bit. Time continued to pass. By the time he was 2 years old, Ake had already begun to learn ninjutsu-related knowledge. He often writes and draws on paper, and sometimes gestures on the ground with a tree branch. No matter where he went, he could always see his hands drawing something in certain places. Seeing this, the audience was a little confused. Kakashi. Ake is only 2 years old, what have you been gesturing there? Little Sakura. That's right, I can draw wherever I go, isn't this too fond of drawing? Onoki. No, the old man guesses that he is probably developing some kind of ninjutsu. Didera. Yes, that's right. Ake's talent is very high, he must be practicing some powerful tricks with their Hyuga family this time. Uchiha Makoto. I think you may be thinking too much, isn't it normal for children to write and draw everywhere? Grandma Chio. That's right, children are playing around, don't be too imaginative. Kakuzu. 2-year-old studying ninjutsu. Would you like to see what you were talking about? Deidara. Oh. Maybe everyone has too much expectation on Ake. Woo woo woo. Master Ake Carrot. The audience watched nervously. At this time, Hyuga Hiyashi and other senior officials and elders of the white-eyed family looked at the big screen very calmly. With caged bird trapping Ake, they can't believe what tricks the other can pull off. Ake's life this time probably won't cause any big storms. In the picture. In this way, Ake has been writing and drawing until he was 3 years old. And it was the day when their family celebrated their birthday. The patriarch Hyuga Hiyashi brought a group of people to Hyuga Hizashi's house. Hyuga Hizashi and Neji respectfully knelt to pay their respects. Master Patriarch. Ake was a little dazed and at a loss. Neji pulled his younger brother down and said nervously, "Kneel down, Ake." Hyuga Hiyashi waved his hands and said majestically, "No, I'm short on time, you ask him to pack up and follow me. He will come to work with me in the future." After Hyuga Hiyashi dropped a word, he left with a blank expression. Hyuga Hizashi and Neji bowed their heads without a word of resistance. And Ake, like Neji before, came to work in the magnificent family compound as a toolman. And with this identity, his free time has also been reduced a lot. At only 3 years old, he was assigned various tasks. He cooks, washes and mops the floor, serves tea and water. He has become a servant of the Zong family. And no one took care of him when he was young. When he did something wrong, other older servants would even discipline Ake severely. At a young age, he suffered the same tragic fate as Neji. However, even though Ake is being bullied like this, he still keeps learning. Write and draw every day. Read ninjutsu-related books, learn to refine chakra. Tsunade. Oh. You really didn't do it this time. Little Sakura. Why is it the same as Neji? Naruto. The previous 2 times when I was 3 years old, I already took off. I remember when I was playing with bombs, I was already making awesome bombs at the age of 3. Gaara. This time I'm completely reduced to common people, no, worse than common people. Onoki. Konoha did a great job, even such a talented Ake can only be reduced to a servant. 4th Raikage. Sarutobi Hiruzen, well done. Hateful. These bastards deliberately led the fire to me. Hokage office. Sarutobi Hiruzen was trembling and smoking, panicked. In the video. This day. Sunny. Ake has been busy all morning, and finally finished the housework, his face covered with sweat. Then he sat down on the ground, ready to take a break. But at this moment, an elder of a clan passed by here and found Ake resting. Without saying a word, he came to Ake with a cold face. "Boy. What are you doing?" Ake said dryly, "I just." However, before he could say anything, the elder kicked him over. "I don't know what happened just now. Now the patriarch's office is short of water, go get water immediately." Hear this. Ake's emotions finally exploded. I saw him with fierce eyes, clenched his fists, and jumped. However, just when Ake's fist was about to hit the elder, suddenly, the curse mark on his forehead shone brightly. Great pain hit. Ake stopped moving immediately, sweating profusely, and his face became very painful. The elder smiled and said disdainfully, "You, a member of the branch house, dare to beat the members of the Zong family? Have you forgotten your identity and responsibilities? Next time, it won't just be a headache." Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room were all blown up. Senju Hashirama. Alas. Ake couldn't resist Caged Bird. It's over. Hidan. It's over, this wave is completely gone. Ake can't get rid of the shackles of Caged Bird, there is no way to practice at all. Kakashi. Hey. Ake, who became a part of the branch house, can't resist the arrangement of fate at all, he's being manipulated to death. Yurihong. Is Ake going to die this time? It's really hateful to be bullied like this. Onoki. I'm afraid there is really nothing to do. Ake is going to repeat Neji's tragic experience, even if he wants to fight, he doesn't have the strength. Deidara. Bastard. Who is that idiot elder? Really courting death? Bullying Ake, that's a 3-year-old, you want him to die of exhaustion? Uchiha Madara. HMPH. Caged bird. Those of the Bayan family, just wait for me, if the old man is resurrected one day, I will kill you all. Haitu. Is it interesting to bully a 3-year-old child? Shameless. Many audience members shook their heads and sighed. Some people even began to abuse the Hyuga family again. But most people are heart-stuffed and uncomfortable. The previous Ake dominated the ninja world every second of every day. But this time, the young Ake didn't do anything special, and was even mistreated like Neji before. On screen. After being tortured severely, Ake did not continue to resist. Instead, keep working without saying a word. On this day, Hyuga Hiyashi took Hinata, who had just learned to climb, to find Ake, who was still cleaning the floor. Come here. Ake put down the rag and reluctantly walked over. Patriarch. Hyuga Hiyashi had no expression on his face, and said very seriously. This is my daughter Hinata. From now on, you will be responsible for taking care of her. No matter in life or in martial arts, you have to accompany her to practice well. After hearing this, Ake glanced at the white and tender Hinata, and then nodded. He couldn't refuse at all. Then, Hyuga Hiyashi squeezed Ake's shoulder, lowered his head and threatened fiercely. Last time you dared to sneak attack the clansmen. This is a big taboo. I won't pursue it because you are younger. However, if there is a next time, not only you will die, but your big brother and your father will also be implicated by you. Have you understood? Ake nodded lightly. I see. Onoki. Hey, it seems that Ake really doesn't have any other ideas. He's going to be a nanny just like that, doing nothing. Haitu. How could this be? It's not like the previous Ake at all. Could it be that the pain and suffering after the curse seal was activated last time made him lose confidence? Yurihong. That's not a joke. Caged bird can kill people directly. Ake must not dare to show his head. Otherwise, according to Ake's talent, he has already shown his prominence and surprised the people. Little Sakura. Maybe Ake is still young, plus the pain of curse mark. Caged bird. Let him avoid the edge and practice secretly, right? Tamari. Usually Ake is already so tired. What else is he practicing? I didn't see him practicing ninjutsu or something. Hidan. Damn, if it's lousy, just give Hyuga Hiyashi his daughter to that. If you want to die, you have to pull it back. Jiraiya. Damn, you can handle a baby. Hidan. What lousy said was to kill her. What are you thinking? Jiraiya. This. Didera. Ooh. Master, why are you so miserable this time? Kakashi. Who are you called master? You are too involved in the drama, right? Tamari. I have to say one thing, I can hardly bear to watch it. Ino. Me too. Haitu. That Ake who is always in the sky, please, come back. The audience in the live broadcast room sighed. Many people speculate that Ake has given up and is about to embark on the same tragic path as Neji. After all, this caged bird is really unsolvable. It's just like a plug-in. Handle Ake like hell. Inside the video. In the following days, besides doing housework, Ake has one more thing to do, which is to take care of Hinata. Every morning at 5 o'clock, Ake has to get up to clean up the hygiene and sundries. Tidy up the kitchen at 6 o'clock, help make breakfast, and then bring breakfast to Hinata's room. At 7 o'clock, I started to clean the yard, mop the floor, wipe the furniture and windows. In the process, if Hinata gets up, then Ake will temporarily put down the work in hand. Always accompany Hinata and protect each other's safety. And on a certain day, when Ake delivered the breakfast to Hinata and put it at the door. Ah. Woo. Suddenly, there was a burst of crying. Immediately frightened, Ake rushed into the room in a panic. When approaching the bed, Ake realized that it was Hinata who wet the bed. After he breathed a sigh of relief, he walked out quickly. It's time to find someone to wash your ass and change the diaper immediately. Soon, Ake found a maid who was doing laundry and said anxiously. Aunt, Missy is wetting the bed, hurry up. However, before Ake finished speaking, the other party shouted urgently. I'm busy, go find someone else. Ake immediately went to someone else. However, I found several maids, but they were too busy to help change diapers. Finally, a slightly older maid suggested, you can change it yourself, there is nothing between children. Ake was stunned for a while, and finally felt helpless. He took a bucket and went to the bathroom to fetch water. He staggered straight into Hinata's bedroom with a half bucket of water in his hand, and finally closed the door tightly. See it here, outside the video, in a Konoha village classroom. Small Sakura, Ino, Shikamaru, Inuzuka Tooth. A group of Xiaoqiang's expressions were all stunned. Then they all stared at Hinata, who was already blushing. Naruto even stood up, put his hands on his hips, and laughed loudly. Hinata, did you see? Ake is cleaning your ass. Ha ha ha. Small Sakura, Ino and several other girls looked at Naruto with great dissatisfaction. Hinata shyly pressed her head under the table. At this moment she really wanted to find a crack in the ground to get in. Inside the video. Day after day, time flies. Ake gradually got used to life in the Zong family. And in the evening of this day, night fell. When Ake came home, he found that Neji had blood on his face. Brother Neji, what's wrong with you? Ake acts in surprise. Nothing. Neji ducked, unwilling to answer. Ake looked serious, and said harshly, have you been bullied by the clan again? Neji nodded and told the truth. Today Hyuga Hiyashi invited some friends to have a good chat at home. Neji was in charge of serving tea and water for the two of them, and was busy serving. However, he accidentally knocked off a precious vase, which fell to the ground and shattered. Hyuga Hiyashi didn't speak at the time, but later criticized Neji severely. I thought this matter would end like this, but who knew that after Neji went out, he was also made things difficult by two elders' children. He wanted to fight back, but the other party punched and kicked him. One kick sent Neji flying. This resulted in injuries to the face. Listen to Neji's explanation. The audience in the live broadcast room gritted their teeth angrily. But Ake was very calm. Not long after, Hyuga Hizashi returned home. When he saw his son's miserable appearance, he immediately asked about the situation. Ake told the truth about what happened in Zong's house. After listening, Hyuga Hizashi's fists were clenched. Damn. It's too much to bully. Me, ah. Hyuga Hizashi vented loudly, then knelt down on the floor in dejection. Bang bang bang. He hammered the floor hard twice, then looked at his two children, and cried bitterly. It's my fault. It's my incompetence that caused you to suffer so many crimes. I'm sorry for you, I'm sorry for your mother. Woo. After speaking, Hyuga Hiyashi lay there, crying. Ake and Neji looked at each other, not knowing how to comfort their father. After waiting for a while, Hyuga Hizashi raised his head again, then forced a smile and said, the injury is not serious, is it? Have you eaten? Neji shook his head. Afterwards, the three of them sat at the dining table together and began to eat. By this time, Hyuga Hizashi had regained his composure. After he patted Neji's head, he said to Ake softly, son, I know you have a lot of dissatisfaction in your heart. But that's our fate, and it's some necessary sacrifices that have to be made for the sake of the family. In the future, you must remember that you must not make the patriarch angry. If you have any complaints, just say a few words to each other, and you can't have any complaints against the Zong family. The prosperity of the clan is the only way to ensure the smooth continuation of our family. Neji also nodded and said, that's right, brother, you have to learn to be patient, you can't lose your temper like before, this little injury will heal in a few days, so don't take it to heart, and you must never go to them to argue. In order to save their lives, both of them had to persuade Ake. And Ake, as if he understood, nodded and continued to eat in silence. Seeing this, the discussion in the live broadcast room started again. Killer B. F*K. Such a useless father makes me feel too speechless. Didera. It's so hot to see. The two sons have been bullied like this, and the father still conveys the idea of not causing trouble. What a useless one. Hidan. Exactly. You don't rebel against the clan, but your son has become a slave, and you don't dare to complain when you were beaten. Onoki. HMPH. You can't fight back when you hit, you can't fight back when you scold, right? This father is really good. Terumi Mei. If I had such a family, I would have beaten them up long ago, without any blood. Kakashi. No wonder Hyuga Hazashi can't become the patriarch of the clan, his character is too cowardly. Uchiha Makoto. Hey, Ike is really pitiful. He wanted to resist, but he couldn't get the support of his family, and he was taught not to make trouble. Yurihong. What do you think Ike is thinking at this time? Could it be that in a fit of anger, he wants to fight with the Zong family? Ino. But, he doesn't have that strength, how can he fight? To poison. Gaara. Impossible to fight, right? If you annoy the other party, a caged bird technique, the whole family will die. Uzumaki Kushina. I think it's difficult. Maybe Ike will listen to his father and Neji, and obey his fate. After all, the other party has mastered the caged bird that can control their lives. Namikaze Minato. Oh. It's too difficult. Uchiha Madara. HMPH, if that's the case, Ike will be useless. The next day, Ike and Neji came to the patriarch's compound early again. Both of them were busy as usual. The breakfast prepared by Ike in Vice Admiral's kitchen was delivered to the door of Hinata's room. Bang bang. However, he knocked on the door for a long time and there was no response. Ike shook his head, then opened the door by himself and put the breakfast on the table. Then he turned and left, closing the door gently. All morning. Ike is busy with housework, fetching water, mopping the floor, cleaning the windows. There is no downtime in between. In addition, at some point, Ike had a small notebook in his hand. I don't know what it is used for, but I will take it out and write at any time. On this day, when Ike was diligently cleaning the table, Hyuga Hiyashi, who just walked in, said indifferently, "Go get some tea." Yes. Ike put the rag on his shoulders, then turned and walked out, bringing a cup of tea after a while. Hyuga Hiyashi nodded, then waved his hand. Ike remained silent and backed out directly. Hyuga Hiyashi looked at Ike's back and praised. HMPH, I'm a little more sensible. And Ike kept silent, took out a small notebook and wrote. At this moment, after seeing Ike, the maid who came by the side sternly ordered. Ike, there is a pile of unwashed clothes in the backyard. You go to wash them. I have other things to do. Yes. Ike nodded and headed towards the backyard again. And when Ike had just finished washing his clothes, he was writing in his small notebook. A male servant happened to pass by, and then reprimanded. What are you doing? Lazy. Hurry up and accompany the eldest lady. Ike was taken aback, and after writing in the notebook, he slowly put away his notebook, and then walked towards Hinata's room in silence. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room felt puzzled. Naruto. What is the notebook in Ike's hand recording? And he started to write and draw before, but he never saw anything. Little Sakura. Could it be some kind of powerful ninjutsu? He still wants to become stronger and overthrow the Hyuga family. Onoki. No, it doesn't look like it, but I feel like I'm writing notes or something. Hidan. That's right, it must be like that, otherwise why did you write it behind your back? And Ike has indeed become much more honest. No matter who orders him, even if he is scolded by a servant, he will stop making trouble. He must have clearly remembered the matters of obedience. Kakashi. Even if it is Ike, I am afraid that he will be suppressed and develop in this way. It must be to memorize more things and get less beating. Ino. This is really distressing. Ike, he has to use this method to protect himself. Woo woo woo. Terumi Mei. The hateful head of the Hyuga family, he is the one who persecuted Ike, so hateful. Uzumaki Ju Yuna. Hey, no matter what, I really hope that Ike will not give up and grow up smoothly, he is really suffering. Yurihong. In such a family, Ike's spirit is tense every day, there are so many housework that can't be done, and he has to record notes in his spare time. I'm so worried that he will become a common person. Namikaze Minato. But, have you noticed that Ike doesn't seem to write or draw on the ground anymore? Killer Bee. Bagia Road. Of course, it is more convenient to remember with a small notebook, yo. Because I record lyrics that way too, great choice, oh yeah. Kakuzu. This is too miserable, the former genius has been reduced to this point, alas. Uchiha Madara. Don't worry, it will definitely come back. Didera. Exactly. With Master Ake's ability, how could he accept his fate like this? Just wait and see. It will definitely turn around. After discussing for a while, everyone paid attention to the video. At this time, Hinata in the screen is practicing gentle fist in the open space in the backyard. Hyuga Hiyashi taught carefully. Not long after finishing some housework, Ake came over and waited for orders. After teaching for a while, Hyuga Hiyashi waved to Ake. Come here and practice with Hinata. Ake nodded, then looked at Hinata blankly. Hyuga Hiyashi stepped aside and watched quietly. Then, Hinata took a step forward and took a fighting stance. Ake, big brother, I'm going to F*K. After speaking, she took very small steps, pushing her palms back and forth, and slowly approached Ake. Clap clap. After dodging twice, Ake was hit in the chest. Hinata was a little flustered, and asked cautiously. Ake, big brother, are you okay? Ake frowned and remained silent. On the other hand, Hyuga Hiyashi nodded in satisfaction. Then, the two practiced for a while. Basically, Hinata threw palms and punches, while Ake dodged passively and did not take the initiative to fight back. However, he didn't say a word all the time, and he showed no expression the whole time. Finally, Hinata got tired and was taken to the room by Hyuga Hiyashi to rest. At this time, Neji, who had been watching not far away, rushed over and asked worriedly. Brother, are you okay? Just now I saw that you were punched several times. Does it hurt? Do you want to go back and apply some medicine? Ake waved his hand and said calmly, it's okay, she doesn't contribute too much. Neji nodded, then continued. Although we belong to the branch house, as long as we don't hurt the people in the branch house, we can also increase the power of gentle fist. Tomorrow, I will ask my father to guide you. In case he still asks you to practice with him in the future, at least he can deal with one or two. Ake nodded, turned and walked towards the kitchen. It's almost noon, I'll help with the cooking first. Seeing this, many viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help but sigh again. Naruto. Huh. Why didn't Ake fight back? Still being hit so many times by Hinata, who just learned gentle fist. Little Sakura. Hey, Ake is busy with housework all day long, so how could he be gentle fist? Yurihong. That's right, and Hyuga Hiyashi has been watching. Even if Ake is taller than Hinata, how dare he fight back? Didera. Damn it. Ake's life is really miserable. Namikaze Minato. But I finally asked their father to teach gentle fist. I hope to see that Ake has absolute talent in this area. Next, in the video. Arrived the next day. 5 o'clock in the morning, in a forest. Ake and Neji were wearing short-sleeved shorts, looking at their father seriously. Hyuga Hizashi has a serious face, giving them a promotion class. Gentle fist is the family art of our Hyuga clan. It is a body technique that injects one's own chakra into the enemy's body, thereby damaging the meridian system and internal organs of the chakra in the enemy's body. Of course, only by cooperating with our Hyuga family's blood succession limit can White Eyes exert its true power. Then, Hyuga Hizashi walked under a big tree and said, first of all, you need to know how to strike hard. Hyuga Hizashi took a deep breath before making a quick shot. Snapped. Take it with one palm. Squeak. Bang. The tree fell immediately. Then Hyuga Hizashi turned his head and said seriously. You guys have to remember to focus the chakra in the palm of your hand and release it quickly so that it is most powerful. Neji, you set an example for your brother. Neji nodded and walked to a big tree. His palm quickly gathered a stream of chakra. Snapped. A slap in the face. In an instant, a palm print was made on the trunk. Hyuga Hizashi said with satisfaction, not bad. Then, he watched Ake teach carefully. Ake, follow me and take a deep breath. Then mobilize the body chakra. Following Hyuga Hizashi's explanation, the audience in the live broadcast room are also extremely excited at this moment. Because, they finally saw Ake start to practice the secret tricks in the Hyuga family. For a long time, this is the first time that everyone has seen Ake in serious training. Kakashi. Huh. Ake finally started practicing gentle fist, the secret of the Hyuga family. Naruto. It will definitely be the same as before. All of a sudden come a big one. Yurihong. That's right, Ake is about to start a comeback. Deidara. Hey. According to Ake's talent, aren't these tricks instant? Haitu. Come on. Ake, I'm so happy for him. Onoki. With reference to the development of Ake in the past few times, he will definitely become stronger immediately, and then he will start revenge. Konkuro. The patriarch of the Hyuga family must be in a panic, right? You bullied Ake so much in the early stage, and your own mother doesn't know you when you beat him later. Kakuzu. Just kill that bastard Hyuga Hiyashi. Hidan. The bloody scene is about to be staged, everyone in Konoha village tremble, ha ha ha. Uchiha Madara. Well, it's finally Ake's turn to perform. For a while, the live broadcast room was full of excitement, and many people firmly believed that as long as Ake was exposed to ninjutsu, he would become awesome every minute. At that time, it depends on how he abuses the members of the Hyuga family, take revenge. Inside the video. Under the tutelage of Hyuga Hizashi, Ake begins his real training. He imitated his father and big brother, condensing chakra in his hands. Then, he slapped the tree trunk with a slap, snapped. However, the tree trunk didn't move at all, except for a few leaves blown off by the wind, there was no injury at all. Neji frowned, looking at his father suspiciously. Hyuga Hizashi said softly, "It's okay. Maybe you are still young and your strength is not enough, let's take it slowly." Ake nodded blankly, and then began the long-term training. He insists on exercising every day, jogging in the morning, horizontal bars and parallel bars, strength training. Day after day, time flies. Soon, a month passed. On this day, Ake came under the big tree again. He took a deep breath, a wave of blue chakra condensed in his hands. Ha! Snapped. After slapping down. The big tree is still the same as before, there is no movement. Seeing this scene, many audience members who were full of expectations were dumbfounded. Deidara. No, it's impossible. Shouldn't Ake reply instantly? Yurihong. It's incredible. Ake doesn't have any gentle fist talent. After practicing for a month, still taking pictures of a tree? Kakuzu. HMPH, not to mention breaking the slap, not even a slap print can be left. Terumi Mei. Is this still the Ake I know? He who inherited the white eyes is so common? Uchiha Madara. Something is wrong, there must be something tricky in it, from the Hyuga family, is it that curse mark, caged bird is at fault? Hyuga Hizashi. That's right, this caged bird not only allows people from the clan to control our bodies anytime and anywhere, but also restricts our talents to a certain extent. Neji. Yes, I practiced gentle fist for a long time at the beginning, and it was more difficult than ordinary people. In the live broadcast room, everyone couldn't help cursing. Caged bird not only controls Ake's body, but also restricts his talents. It's really annoying. But at this time, in the forest of the country of fire, Ake rested his chin, looking thoughtful. No matter how weak it is, it's impossible not to leave a slap mark, so this is probably acting. Next, in the video. Although Ake hadn't made any progress after practicing for a month, he didn't give up. Get up on time every day and give breakfast to Hinata first. Then immediately go out and run a lap to warm up. Then I kept beating trees and stones to practice my palm strength. No matter it is windy or rainy, it is still sunny. Ake has never stopped and persisted every day. Of course, they basically practice and practice with some peers in the clan, and rarely have time to train alone. After all, he is still the partner of the eldest lady of the Zong family and the servant of the Zong family. If there are any other household chores, he still needs to be busy. Hyuga Hizashi occasionally comes to give them advice. In this way, time passed day by day. Ake's physique is getting stronger and stronger. The two arms became thicker at a speed visible to the naked eye. Soon, 3 months passed. On this day, in the courtyard of the Zong family, a group of children are competing against a big tree, and Hyuga Hiyashi is watching. Ha! Boom! Bang bang! The children all took out the results of their usual training and slapped them hard on the big tree. Basically every child can leave a palm print on the big tree, but the depth is different. Hyuga Hiyashi nodded in satisfaction. Soon, it was Ake's turn. I saw his firm eyes, and the muscles of his arms were raised high. Call. Ake took a deep breath, and chakra instantly condensed on the big hand. Snapped. Take a slap. Click. Immediately afterwards, a piece of bark was dropped. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room shook their heads and sighed, feeling very helpless. Little Sakura. Ah. Ake worked so hard, why is it still not working? God is so unfair. Ino. Woohoo. No. Ake was a genius before, but now he's worse than common. Tamari. Oops. I don't want to see such a weak Ake. Hyuga Hiyashi, hurry up and undo the seal. Didera. Bastard. Hateful Hyuga family. Such a cruelty to a genius. Terumi Mei. Hey, I am afraid that Ake in this life can really do nothing but change nothing. Onoki. What a pity, such a talented person came to Konoha village, but they were strangled in the cradle by them. Kusukuna. How hard-working Ake is in this life. But even so, he couldn't resist the arrangement of fate at all. Hyuga Hizashi. Hey, the misery of the branch house, even Ake can't change his life by heaven defying. Neji. There is no doubt that the future is determined when a person is born. Uchiha Madara. HMPH, before the old man fought Hashirama, he should have killed the Muyi Zong family. Senju Hashirama. Madara, I have the same idea. Seeing that Ake had practiced for 3 months, but he was still not doing well, many viewers were crying and shouting for their mothers not to do it. And some big bosses are also very angry, and they are even more resentful towards the head of the Hyuga family. On screen. Soon, Ake was another year older. During this year, he continued to train hard, but the effect was still minimal. And on a certain night, the accident that everyone saw before happened again. The ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village are secretly trying to abduct Hinata. Discovered by Hyuga Hiyashi, who killed several Cloud Shinobi to save his daughter. This is where it got into trouble. Fourth Raikage finds an excuse to put pressure on Konoha Village, sparking a war. As a last resort, Third Hokage made a compromise. After discussing with the elders of the Hyuga family in the high-level Konoha, it was unanimously decided to hand over Branch House Hizashi as Hiyashi's stand-in. Hyuga Hizashi had no choice but to die as Hiyashi's stand-in. And his last request was only one, to go home and say goodbye to his 2 children. Konoha's senior management allowed, but they also arranged for many people to follow Hyuga Hizashi back home. Soon, Hyuga Hizashi, Neji, Ake and some other branch house executives sat opposite each other. At this moment, Neji was already crying bitterly, trembling and sobbing. He was devastated when he learned that his father was about to die. Woo. Why? Why do you want to go? Why did you choose to die? Father. I don't want it. I don't want you to die. Ah. Along with Neji's heartbreak, other branch house people also cried secretly. They are also very unwilling in their hearts. It was clearly the fault of the patriarch, but the branch house had to bear it. Why do they have to make such sacrifices? Aren't the main family and branch house all from the Hyuga family? Damn. Damn. Someone beat the wooden board, venting their dissatisfaction. Then, another person raised his head, gritted his teeth and said, Master Hizashi, we might as well go against each other. When the others heard this, they raised their heads one by one, their eyes filled with murderous intent. That's right. We are also members of the Hyuga family, why can't we make our own choices? They are really deceiving people, they think we are nothing. Master Hizashi, as long as you take the lead, we are all willing to follow you. Facing the incitement of the crowd, Hyuga Hizashi was calm and did not change his face. He waved his hands seriously and said, You all be quiet, listen to me. As a branch house person, have you forgotten the lessons of your ancestors? Are we against ourselves? Please don't say such things in the future, otherwise it will be a betrayal of the family and a traitor. The others opened their mouths, wanting to say something, but were suppressed by Hyuga Hizashi's aura, and dared not say a word. And Ake sat silently in the corner, without saying a word, with a blank expression on his face, no one knew what he was thinking. Not long after that, Hyuga Hazashi looked at his two children again and said, Neji, Ake, you must also remember that I was not killed to protect the Zong family. He died to protect his big brother and the village. Hearing this, Neji clenched his fists and roared loudly. You're lying. Woohoo! I know how to do it. You are clearly going to be a scapegoat. The corners of Hyuga Hazashi's eyes were also moist at this time. He hugged Neji in his arms silently and said with relief, Son, don't be sad. This family will depend on you from now on, you know? Then, Hyuga Hazashi looked at Ake again, stroking his hair lightly. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately started discussing again. Kakashi. This scene was not in Neji's video before. Namikaze Minato. That's right, I remember that Hazashi was killed directly, but he was told his last words to Neji. Tiantian. Compared with this wave, why do I think Neji is better? Little Sakura. Yes, facing the death of my father, but I can't do anything, it's too powerless. Terumi Mei. I can't say that, at least I said goodbye face to face this time, and the death was very clear. Onoki. Neji's performance is reasonable, but Ake's performance is very interesting. Knowing that his father is about to die, why is he still acting so calm? Haitu. That's right, it's fine if you don't say a word, but you didn't even shed a single tear. Yurihong. I guess maybe Ake was frightened, and his spirit may not necessarily have collapsed at this moment. Kusukuna. It's very possible, he's only a few years old after all, facing such a big change, no one can stand it, I really feel sorry for Ake. Deidara. Master. What's wrong with you, Master? Rise up quickly. You can't just watch your father get killed. Naruto. I'm numb. I'm already numb. Everyone was filled with grief and indignation. In the previous two times, Ake was so powerful and turned around in various ways, but this time, it was a bit too miserable. But at this moment, just when everyone thought Hyuga Hazashi was dead. On screen, Ake has always been cold and silent. Finally stood up. Father, Neji, you guys come out with me. Go out? What are you going to do? The two were puzzled. Don't ax, just follow along. There is no further explanation. Ake took the two out of the village. And without stopping, he ran all the way out of the village, and he had already run several kilometers in a blink of an eye. Neji looked romantic. Why did you travel so far? This is already far away from the scope of Konoha village. Hyuga Hazashi also had a solemn face, and a bad feeling suddenly rose in his heart. Ake, don't you want us to escape all the way? This is absolutely impossible. If I leave, Hyuga Hiyashi will die. If there is no main family, the Hyuga family will fall. Facing the doubts of the two, Ake did not answer. Just keep going all the way. Not long after, Ake finally stopped. The three of them have come to a very far place, about 20 kilometers away from Konoha village. There is no one watching here, and their voices can be loud. Ake, what are you doing? After stopping, Hyuga Hazashi asked after taking a breath. His tone is no longer doubtful, but rather serious. If it is really what he thought before, Ake wants to take them back, it is simply ridiculous. What I said to them at home before was all in vain. Father, please fight with me. Ake turned around and stared at the two silently. Fight? Both Hyuga Hazashi and Neji were dumbfounded. You haven't defeated me for so long. Why do you suddenly want to fight today? Don't talk about me. You haven't even defeated Neji, have you? Ake didn't say a word, just set up a punching posture, motioning for Hyuga Hazashi to hit. Well, it seems that I can't know what you're thinking without fighting with you. Talking. Hyuga Hazashi also immediately struck a pose. The battle is imminent. Bang bang bang. Boom. Under the moonlight, the fists and feet were shining, and the dense fists brought gusts of wind, and the dead leaves on the ground were even rolled up. Ake. What the hell are you trying to do? Please explain clearly. Hyuga Hazashi asked while hitting. Are you asking me? Ake's face was a little stern. If you want to know, use all your strength. Use all your strength to fight. Hearing this, Hyuga Hazashi was also really angry. Then you should be careful. Saying that, Hyuga Hazashi put all his strength into it, and hit gentle fist. But Ake, neither dodging nor dodging, just stood there blankly. Careful. Neji on the side couldn't help screaming. The audience in the live broadcast room also followed their hearts, many of them even covered their chests. However, in the next second, something that stunned everyone appeared. Only a muffled bang was heard. Ake standing still. He stretched out his right hand, and stretched out an index finger, and with just one finger, he blocked Hyuga Hazashi's full-strength punch. The vibration exploded. There are even cracks in the ground. Hyuga Hazashi, Neji, thousands of viewers in the live broadcast room, all of them stared at each other, as if they had seen a ghost. How can it be? How could you stop me from attacking with all my strength? And it's only one finger. Hyuga Hazashi let out a terrified roar. The scene in front of him was beyond his comprehension, and the audience in the live broadcast room are all blown up at this moment. Kakashi. I'll go. What's going on? Little Sakura. Blocked. With just one finger. Naruto. What happened? Did it explode all of a sudden? Shikamaru. But haven't you always been weak? After practicing for so long, didn't you not even knock down a tree? Uzumaki Kashina. That's right. Didn't I practice for a whole year, and my progress has been stagnant? Can I only lay down a piece of bark at most? Why did I become so strong all of a sudden? Luo Sha. Could it be that Hyuga Hazashi is acting? Didn't use all his strength? Namikaze Minato. No, you can see that the ground is cracked. Obviously it was hit with a lot of force. Onoki. What the hell happened? Senju Hashirama. Is it about to start? Uchiha Madara. Good boy. I knew you would not be so simple. Deidara. Handsome, master. I knew you wouldn't give up easily. There was a big shock in the whole live broadcast room. The barrage rolls out like a tide. All the bosses, hold your chin and think carefully. Hyuga Hazashi's punch just now was a bit powerful, no one in common could avoid it, but Ake blocked it with just one finger, all kinds of unreasonable. But if there is a possibility that already existed, then all these unreasonable phenomena can be explained. This guy, could it be? Xiao organization. After seeing Ake's performance, Nagato suddenly had goosebumps all over his body. Cold sweat oozes from the back of his dry body all year round. This is impossible. How old is he? How could he have such a strong mind? Is this guy really human? Tien country base. Orochimaru also frowned, his legs were weak, and he looked beyond shock. Master Orochimaru. What's wrong with you? Are you also frightened by his sudden burst of power? Yakushi Kabuto acts in surprise. Orochimaru wiped the sweat from his forehead, leaned on the table, and the corner of his mouth curled up in a strange arc. If I guessed correctly. Forget it, you will know soon. This kid makes people scalp. What a mess. Just when everyone was nervously waiting for the next development. In the video, Ake withdrew his finger silently, looked at Hyuga Hiyashi and Neji, who were horrified and unable to speak, and explained indifferently. Actually, my strength is above yours. No, it should be, far above you. Hearing this, Hyuga Hazashi and Neji were full of disbelief, as if hearing some kind of nonsense. How is this possible? Aren't you completely untalented? After so long training, haven't you defeated even one person? Two people clearly remember. In all of Ake's training sessions, his performance was terrible. Even the trees are constantly hitting, and it is difficult to even leave a palm print. How can he say that his strength is far above the two of them? In the face of the panicked expressions of the two people, Ake didn't explain either. Raising his hand slightly, chakra surged. Boom. Ake punches it out. A burst of loud piercing sound, like a bomb exploded on the scene in an instant. The huge impact force is like having an entity, instantly destroying more than a dozen big trees hugging two people next to each other. The wind pressure invades, the hurricane sweeps. Countless birds fly away. The beast flees. A total of more than 50 meters apart, more than a dozen towering trees fell down one after another in an instant, connected into one piece. The ground was even blasted into a long and messy gully. Time seemed to stop at this moment. See this scene. Hyuga Hazashi, Neji, it's like seeing a ghost. Eyes wide, mouth open, expression contorted to ultimate. This. Impossible. How is this possible? This. What the hell happened? Not only were the two people at the scene shocked, but also various impossibilities. The audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. Kakashi. F*K. Trough. Little Sakura. This. Just kidding. What kind of power is this? Ino. This punch actually hit more than 50 meters away. It even broke so many big trees. This power is too terrifying. Shikamaru. This is gentle fist. Are you kidding me? Terumi Mei. Damn it. What the hell happened? Why did Ake become stronger all of a sudden? Onoki. This TM. Not to mention Hyuga Hazashi, the power of this fist. Even if Hyuga Hazashi comes, I can't stand it. Fourth Raikage. What punch is this? It's too scary. Uzumaki Kushina. So handsome. Haitu. Damn. You really deserve to be my husband. Is this your real strength? You're so awesome. Deidara. Master. You are really talented. Point 0. Senju Hashirama. I'll go. Could this kid have been acting before? Why did he become so strong all of a sudden? Uchiha Madara. Ha ha ha. I knew it. This kid will never give up so easily. The person who can convince me, Uchiha Madara, is absolutely impossible to be so simple. The whole ninja world exploded. What happened in just a few minutes subverted everyone's imagination. In the video, after seeing Ake's terrifying fist power, Hyuga Hazashi and Neji kneeled directly in front of him with their legs limp. What happened? Why is there such a powerful force? Ake. Please explain to us. The two pleaded in an almost begging tone. At this time, Ake looked so strange to them, even a little scary. I feel like I'm not alone at that moment. Silently putting away his fists, Ake looked at the two of them calmly. Actually, I have been hiding my strength. My strength has already surpassed everyone in the branch house, even Hyuga Hiyashi. Neji looked puzzled. This. Then, you have such a strong strength, why do you pretend? Of course it is to avoid attracting attention. Ake spread his hands. What do you think will happen to a child if he is found to have power stronger than the patriarch? Hearing this, the two of them were in a cold sweat. If it's Zong's family, that's fine. Hyuga Hiyashi will definitely do his best to cultivate him as the apple of his eye. But if it is a branch house, that might not be a good result. A person in the branch house actually has more power than the patriarch. This will definitely be regarded as a threat, and even lead to the risk of life safety. Then why do you want to do this? To get such a huge power but keep pretending, don't you plan to? Hyuga Hazashi said this. Neji swallowed involuntarily. The audience in the live broadcast room were also extremely nervous. That's right. I want revenge on the head of the Hyuga clan. What they did to us I will double, no, 10 times the revenge. Hear this. Neji's thin body trembled suddenly, and Hyuga Hazashi stared at Ake in shock. And in the live broadcast room, the audience was silent for a moment. Then there was a violent exclamation, Kakuzu, F*K. This kid really thinks so. Deidara. Well done master. Black soil. Clean them up, husband Ake. Naruto. I'll go. He has endured it for so long, is it just for revenge? This guy is too scary. Orochimaru. No, this kid is not just scary. Jiraiya. What? Orochimaru? Did you see something else? Nagato. You will know right away, whether you can rebel or not. There is one more crucial thing. In the video, after being stunned by Ake's thought for a few seconds, Hyuga Hazashi immediately asked his most concerned question. What about Caged Bird? With Caged Bird, revenge or something is simply impossible. As long as they use this technique a little bit, not to mention revenge, we may show it immediately. The audience in the live broadcast room also nodded frequently and held their breath. Caged Bird. This is indeed the biggest trouble. However, Ake shrugged lightly. Caged Bird. I have already untied it. This, how is this possible? Hear Ake's words. Hyuga Hazashi, Neji. All the audience in the ninja world, everyone's heart tightened suddenly, and they didn't dare to show their atmosphere. Shortly after you were beaten by people from the Zong family for breaking the teacup, you were untied. Didn't you notice that since I was able to walk on the ground, I often draw strange things on the ground with sticks? Don't you think it's just because of my interest, I just scribbled it casually? Neji swallowed his saliva in a panic, and acts in disbelief. Could it be? Ache nodded. That's right, since I was 1 year old, I have felt the bondage of this mark on my head, and I have also witnessed many branch house people suffer because of this caged bird mark. Since then, I have been researching the method of cracking it, in order not to attract others' attention, so I used branches to draw spells on the ground, and kept wiping them off. Even after I cracked caged bird, I still didn't disclose it to others, but drew a fake mark with ink pen. Talking. Ache wiped his forehead with his hand, and the mark disappeared. The strength of gentle fist is the same. My goal is not just to escape alone. So I'm not 100% sure, even my own father and brother can't disclose it. After listening to Ache's explanation, the entire live broadcast room was directly shaken. Everyone is heartbroken. The face of hell. Many people even felt that they were going to kneel down to I-Chen. Shima immortal. Damn. Little Sakura. F*K. Trough. This is too strong. Kakashi. I have known about the existence of caged birds since I was 1 year old and have already started to crack it. Who is this? God. Terumi Mei. I just find it strange. Why does he keep writing and drawing on the ground? It turns out that he is doing such horrible things. I am so naive. Tamari. Exactly. I thought it was just a child playing around, but I didn't expect to be researching the magic formula to crack caged bird, my god. Orochimaru. The key is to keep everyone from seeing it. He deliberately wrote it on the ground. 05 Even we were deceived, right? Tsunade. I think the most amazing thing is endurance. The key to being able to endure so many years of developing and cracking spells is that no one will find out even if they crack them. A child? Namikaze Minato. Adults don't have his brain. Kakuzu. This kind of scheming and strategy, Kakuzu, would like to call it the strongest. Uchiha Madara. I really deserve to be the person lousy likes, I'm forced. Senju Tobirama. Although I really don't want to admit it, but it's really amazing. It's not at the same level as the others. Uchiha Makoto. I always thought that Ache was just doing nothing this time, but he has been working hard. Scorpion. The most important thing is, he deceived everyone, not only the Hyuga family, but also all the spectators outside us in the ninja world were deceived by him. Conan. This is amazing. Deidara. You are so handsome, master. You are really my idol. My admiration for you is like a torrent of river water. Endless. Haitu. Husband Ache. Come on, Ino. Husband, Ache, come on. Heaven-defying change your life. Little Sakura. You are so handsome. The entire ninja world, pure land space, summoning world. Even Otsutsuki star. All the audience feel apologetic on their knees at this moment. I really want to kneel down for Ache. Obviously before this, everyone thought that Ache's life was over this time, and he didn't make a fuss at all. Bound by caged bird, oppressed. So busy doing, has been depressed to death. But who knows? Everything they saw was Ache in disguise. Act. In order to wait until the time is right, he deceived everyone. After the incident, Ache explained that the reason why he didn't rush to expose it was because he was not strong enough before. If he exposed his strength when he was not strong enough, he would definitely be killed, so he kept forbearing, but now he told you, for future plans. In the video, Hyuga Hazashi and Neji, their pupils dilated, were incomparably shocked. It feels like all three perspectives are shattered. Then, what are you going to do next? Hyuga Hazashi trembled. He felt that the person standing in front of him was not the child he was familiar with, but a monster. A monster far beyond my imagination and control. Revenge. Ache said 2 words calmly. Report, revenge? But. Hyuga Hazashi hesitated for a moment. However, the next second, snapped. A crisp applause instantly spread through the woods. The whole world fell silent at this moment, because this slap was done by Ache. Hyuga Hazashi covered his swollen cheeks with his hands in disbelief, staring at Ake in horror. Ake. Why did you hit me? Ake was expressionless, and said indifferently, because you hesitated. Hyuga Hazashi. Facing the clan who has been oppressing us all this time, after knowing that you have a chance to take revenge, you actually hesitated? Even for a second, I won't allow it. Have you forgotten all these years of suffering? Have you forgotten what kind of fate the branch house bears? If I didn't stand up today, you would even be treated as a scapegoat. I don't allow you to hesitate. You can only have one emotion in your heart, and that is to take back everything you have endured 10 times. Hearing Ake's words, not only Hyuga Hazashi, Neji, but also the audience in the live broadcast room were once again deeply shocked. He didn't think about it. Hyuga Hiyashi just hesitated for a moment. It actually caused Ake's extreme dissatisfaction. And got a slap. Little Sakura. This is too domineering. Ino. Oh my god. How could there be such a handsome man? I love him to death. Onoki. Do you even teach your own father a lesson when you get mad? Good guy. I really can't see that you are like this, Ake. Luo Sha. This is the normal operation. Before Neji's 3 or 2 sentences were cleared, it was purely funny. Haitu. This slap should be slapped. Well done. Tamari. Exactly. Don't forget that we've seen their whole lives just now. When you were gnashing your teeth, they must have endured it too. Second Tsuchikage. People want you to die, but you still hesitate to fight me. Ghost Lantern Water Moon. This slap is too little. You should slap him twice more. Fourth Rakage. Ha ha ha. F*K me. Kill them. Kakuzu. Kill Konoha, those bastards. Deidara. Come on, master. Even if you become dark and disabled, I will still support you. Return 10 times. As if awakened by this slap, Hyuga Hazashi muttered silently. Began to fall into thinking. Just because I was born a few seconds later than others, my life has encountered such a big injustice. You can't do everything for yourself. You must first consider the people of the clan. Even if you sacrifice your life, you must give priority to protecting the clan. What is the life and fate of a branch house? It is a tool. It is a tool that assists the Zong family and makes the Zong family shine. Think about it. Why should these bullshit rules be followed? The clan is a human being, so is the branch house a dog? Ake said it well. If I don't return this humiliation tenfold, the resentment in my heart will be hard to extinguish. Hyuga Hazashi's fist tightened. Finally. He didn't want to be patient anymore. Stand up. Eyes filled with a nameless anger. You mean it? This humiliation will never be forgiven. Whether it's a main house or a branch house, there is no difference at all. Those bastards from the clan are just taking advantage of this rule to wantonly trample on our lives. Be sure to come back with revenge. Hyuga Hazashi was filled with righteous indignation, and his whole body exuded strong anger. And seeing his appearance, Ake nodded in satisfaction. This is the expression you should have. Talking. Ake set his sights on Neji again. What about you? Do you have the determination? Neji gritted his teeth and said angrily, of course. If it wasn't for you telling us the truth, father would be treated as a scapegoat soon. Not only can our lives be taken away at will, but even father's life can be treated like nothing. Such regulations must be abolished. We must let them taste the unfair treatment we have suffered. Seeing Neji's ferocious expression, even the blood vessels in his eyes burst, he was very satisfied. Hand seal. Put your finger on the forehead of Neji and Hyuga Hazashi. Immediately. A mysterious force instantly poured into the bodies of the two of them. The shackles bound in the body, together with the caged bird mark on the forehead, disappeared after a while, until they disappeared completely. Then, let's start our plan now. The Hyuga family is about to change. Side by side, the 3 of them disappeared into the moonlight. And saw this scene. The audience in the live broadcast room, each and every one of them seemed to have been beaten with chicken blood, and the audience was extremely excited. Hidan. Damn. Trough. Blackened. Neji and Hyuga Hazashi are blackened. Little Sakura. Good guy. This wave is so violent. Not only is my father blackened, but my brother is also blackened. Onoki. Ache. Well done. Uzumaki Kashina. Has my Ache little angel changed his personality this time? Look at this, he is going to start a bloodbath. Deidara. Well done, master. Kill them hard. Kakuzu. Let those members of the sect experience the pain of being oppressed. Black soil. This is the right choice. Neji's choice before, it's really strange to think about it now. Terumi Mei. That's right. Ache's mentality is what a normal person should have, right? After suffering so much humiliation, don't you just choose to forgive them without revenge? I wouldn't be able to swallow this breath. Xiang Lin. Tisk tisk, is this going to be a big bloodbath? Looking forward to ing. Fourth Raikage. Ha ha ha. Well done. Bloodwashing Konoha. Onoki. This wave I stand Ache. Kill. Give me a hard kill. Hidan. Damn it. It's interesting. I want to see how Ache will get revenge. Ghost Lantern Water Moon. Kill them for me. Don't show mercy. The entire ninja world is filled with countless. Good voice. Everyone is eagerly looking forward to the blackening of all the people in the branch house and the overthrow of the head of the Hyuga clan. And in the video, Ache's plans are in full swing. Just like what he said before, his caged bird had been untied a long time ago. But the reason why it has not been exposed for a long time is because it is afraid of attracting attention, which will lead to the failure of the plan. You know, the branch house is not just Ache and his family. There are also dozens of families, large and small. It doesn't help that Ache breaks free alone. Because if there is a conflict at that time, the people in the clan only need one caged bird technique to kill all the people in the branch house, so what's the use of his rebellion? Therefore, he needs more and stronger combat power. After unlocking the mark, Neji and Hyuga Hazashi started special training immediately. Neji's talent is already very high. Even in his original life, he was bound by caged bird and restricted his talent. He is still called a genius. Now that there is no limit, his cultivation progress is even more powerful. And Ache is to expand the armament in the mansion. Ache gave orders to Hyuga Hazashi with a serious face. There is no doubt that the overall strength of the branch house is weaker than that of the Zong family, but because I am here, you only need to guarantee the basic number of people. I will trouble you, the boss of the branch house, to explain the matter. It must be highly confidential. It is best to choose in the middle of the night. If someone from the clan comes to watch, send someone to deal with him. Although Hyuga Hazashi is his father, but Ache's talent, intelligence, eyesight. Not like a child at all. Even more sophisticated than the patriarch, even third Hokage. I understand. I will inform everyone with secret information. Hyuga Hazashi respectfully bowed to Ache. It's not like what a father should look like at all. At this moment, there is only humility and respect in his heart. Time flies, and soon, a week has passed. It's clear. At this time, in the mansion of the Hyuga clan. Boom. The door of the branch house conference room was forcibly opened. Immediately afterwards, a group of people from the Zong family walked in quickly. An elder in the branch house immediately stood up and said angrily, "What are you doing?" Several other branch house members also stood up one after another, glaring. Then, Hyuga Hiyashi finally walked in. After looking around for a week, he ignored the anger of those people, but looked at his brother with some pity and said, "It's time, Hazashi, let's go." "Go? Where?" Hyuga Hazashi was taken aback, and looked at Hyuga Hazashi in disbelief. Of course it's about the land of thunder. Oh. Hyuga Hazashi looked calm, glanced at the people around him, then shook his head suddenly. "Let me think about this matter again, consider?" Hearing this, Hyuga Hiyashi and the elders around him were a little confused. By this time, is Hyuga Hazashi still thinking? Didn't you just promise to go instead of yourself a few days ago? What are you thinking about? This matter has been settled, and there is no room for you to go back on your word. That's right. Didn't you agree a few days ago? Why are you thinking about it now? What happened? But in the face of everyone's scolding, Hyuga Hazashi said nonchalantly. Needless to say, after several days of consideration, I have decided that I do not want to die. Hearing this, A group of people in the Zong family were like a thunderbolt falling on their ears, and became even more confused. A few people, you look at me, and I look at you. As if trying to determine if I heard it wrong just now. Hyuga Hiyashi frowned and said, Hizashi, I know this is difficult for you, and you can't bear to have 2 children. I will take care of them like my own children in the future. For the sake of the family, for the sake of Konoha, there is no room for maneuver in this matter. People from other clans also said angrily, Hizashi, this matter is settled. You can't go back on your word. Looking at your child before you die is already the greatest gift to you, but you regret it in the end. You are pushing the village to the rhythm of war. The branch house even resisted the orders of the clan. It seems that you forgot the curse mark on your forehead? However, Hyuga Hizashi closed his eyes, shook his head calmly and said, I've already made up my mind, whatever you say. One of the patriarchs was so angry that he stood up immediately and sealed his seal, ready to activate the effect of caged bird. Okay. Since you dare to disobey, then I can only be rude. But at this moment, Hyuga Hiyashi stopped the elder with his hand. Forget it. Hizashi is my younger brother after all, there is no need to do this. Afterwards, he took a deep look at his younger brother, and finally walked out with a dark face. Let's go. People from the other clans clenched their fists, although they were extremely unwilling, but in the end they just gave Hyuga Hizashi a glare and left. In the studio, when the audience saw this scene, they all felt very strange, and even laughed. Hyuga Neji. This is the first time I've seen my father be so stubborn. Hyuga Okita. That's right. He actually directly rejected the patriarch's request. And he didn't panic at all when faced with threats from caged bird. That's amazing. Hyuga Kui. I have never seen anyone who can resist caged bird. Is this the so-called self-confidence? You can decide your own life. Deidara. Haha. Hyuga Hizashi is such a wimp, finally got tough. Master, you did a great job. Hidan. I'm afraid Hyuga Hiyashi looks stupid. I never thought that my brother would refuse. Kakuzu. His expression is really wonderful, I'm afraid he can't figure out why Hyuga Hizashi is like that. Uchiha Madara. Well, the counterattack is about to start after all. Tamari. I want to see the scene where Aike beats everyone. Terumi Mei. Actually, I really want to see the expressions of the Zong family in real life. I'm afraid they are all stunned, and they are very flustered, right? Hyuga Liuyan. Anyway, I am very envious. I have imagined this scene of daring to say no to the Zong family hundreds of times. Hyuga Ko. Yes. Why don't we have Aike here? I want freedom too. Hyuga Mimiko. I want Aike. Hyuga Sweet. I also want. Master Aike, come and save us too. Inside the video. In 3rd Hokage's office. Konoha F4 gathered together with sad faces. They also just got the news that Hyuga Hizashi refused to die for his big brother. Sarutobi Hiruzen sucked on the cigarette fiercely, a large amount of smoke protruding from his mouth. What should I do now? If there is no substitute ghost, is it really necessary to pay Hyuga Hiyashi with death? If the patriarch wants to die, then our Konoha's majesty will really lose face. If other people in the village know the truth, I'm afraid they will complain a lot. Udatane Kaharu slapped the table hard, shouting dissatisfiedly. Hateful. Originally, Hyuga Hizashi died. Even if this matter came to an end, everyone would not care too much. I didn't expect to make a mistake at the critical moment, and I'm not sure anymore. What the hell is that guy thinking? Did you even disregard the village for your own life? Mitokado Homura frowned and said, who knows how that guy will have a brain twitch? He made a promise before and then backed out immediately. Didn't he know that his death can stop the war and make more people safe? Danzo squinted his eyes and said indifferently, don't worry too much, the big deal is to send someone to solve him secretly, and then hand it over to Cloud Shinobi Village. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head, sighed and said, you can't do this, if someone finds out, this matter will really make a big fuss. I can't explain it to Kanzi. Wait for Hyuga Hiyashi first speak. Several people sighed and cursed Hyuga Hizashi, anxiously thinking of various ways to solve the current troubles. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help complaining. Hyuga Tiezu. How many of you old men can still be considered as the leader of Konoha? Isn't Master Hazashi's life worthless? You say it's worthless. Hyuga Polygonidum. Do you really think that the people in our branch house are cats and dogs? You can decide whatever you want? Hyuga Jitang. Is Hazashi the pawn you discarded? It's so insignificant to say so, it's so sad. Orochimaru. Chatter. These old people only care about themselves. Why are they half divided into the village's ideas? You only understand now? Tsunade. That's right, they are all hypocrites. Sarutobi Hiruzen. You are talking nonsense. At the beginning, we only wanted to make big things small, small things small, and avoid wars, so we made such a bad policy. Of course, we don't want anyone in the village to have sacrifices. Terumi Mei. Then, as a Hokage, can't you think of a way? Onoki. Oh, third Hokage, don't hide it, you have already spoken your heart out in the video. You just want to rely on others to send you to your death, so make a big deal into a small one. 1. Hidan. As Hokage, you are too weak. Confront Raikage directly. Tamari. That's right, I've always wondered about this incident. It's clear that Cloud Shinobi Village kidnapped first, but why did they ask for compensation instead? Did they shit while riding on someone's head? Luo Sha. The guy named Hyuga Hazashi, now he understands how wrong the choice he made was. All of a sudden, the audience's comments came one after another, scolding Konoha F4 all over the place. At this time, in Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen's cigarettes are on fire. Hateful. These guys drop rocks. I do all this to avoid war, for the sake of the village and more people, do they understand? Next, in the video. After Hyuga Hiyashi left, the rebellion plan was put on the agenda, and people visited Ake's house every day. The team is getting bigger and bigger. In the blink of an eye, everyone in the branch house is covered. Night. The night was dark and windy, silent. The basement meeting room of Hyuga branch house. Almost all the people in the branch house gather here. They knelt on the ground one by one, bowing respectfully to the pious ones in the seats above. Ake, you are our savior, master savior. You will definitely be able to lead us to rebel against the clan and get rid of this tragic fate. The future of our Hyuga family depends on you. I am willing to swear to serve you. I will serve you to the death. Sworn to death. Ake gestured with one hand, and everyone fell silent. Then, looking at Neji beside him, he asks, how is the strength of the combat troops expanding? Neji said seriously, it has reached the standard we expected. Then, it's time to start the counterattack. As soon as these words came out, the atmosphere of the scene was full again in an instant. Everyone looked very excited. Is it going to start? Is it really possible? Great, have been looking forward to this day for a long time. I've been waiting for this day for 20 years. We must make the members of the Zong family look good. Let them also taste the taste of fate being taken away. Next, video conversion. In the courtyard of the Zong family. At this time, most of the elders of the clan gathered here to discuss the matter of Hyuga Hazashi. I don't think this matter can go on any longer, it must be settled. That's right, Hyuga Hazashi still wants to fight back, who does he think he is? I think so, just secretly send someone to deal with him. Or arrest his 2 sons and threaten him. HMPH, why is it so troublesome to use, curse mark? Once Caged Bird is activated, let's see who will suffer from their branch house. Just when everyone was discussing non-stop, in the courtyard of the Zong family. Neji and several branch house partners are sitting here, silently staring at the compound. Several branch house elders happened to pass by not far away. After seeing Neji, everyone stopped talking and stared resentfully. Suddenly, an elder shouted sharply, Neji, come here. However, Neji just stood there silently without moving. Everyone else looked at the elder who spoke indifferently. The latter continued to shout, bastard. The old man told you to roll over, can't you hear me? However, Neji still stood still, his face full of disdain. This directly offended the other party. I saw the elder's eyes staring and his eyebrows erected. Okay. You don't even listen to what the old man says. Immediately afterwards, he immediately began to make seals. HMPH, the result of dishonesty is skill. Caged bird, activate. However, when he finished yelling, he found that Neji and the others were still standing there, without any reaction at all. For a moment, several elders were dumbfounded. Others also showed terrified expressions. Caged bird didn't work. This is impossible. Another elder immediately stood up and quickly sealed the seal. Caged bird, activate. When he finished the action, Neji said calmly. Elders, what are you doing? Seeing that 2 consecutive elders failed to activate Neji's curse seal. All the elders present showed expressions of horror. How? How is it possible? What happened? Asshole. Curse mark. Caged bird disabled. They all stood up one by one, with disbelieving expressions in their eyes. However, without waiting for them to move any further, Neji led them slowly to the elders. Everyone untied the bandages around their heads. The forehead of a normal person whose curse mark has disappeared is exposed. You guys just wanted to start curse mark. Caged bird, let us suffer, huh? However, this curse seal seems to disappear without knowing it. You say, what should we do now? I saw the smooth foreheads of several people. The eyes of the elders are almost popping out. One by one, silly, completely shocked. How is this possible? However, the next second. Whoosh! A few strong winds blew, and the 7 or 8 Hyuga branch house clansmen who were hiding in the surroundings rushed out immediately. In 2 or 3 strokes, several elders were subdued and pressed to the ground. Neji also quickly started to seal. One of the elders shouted vigilantly. What do you want to do? Are you going to attack us? HMPH, even without the curse mark, do you think you guys are the only ones who can beat us? Neji smiled evilly and said, No, we don't fight. Don't you guys want to use techniques to control us and make our lives worse than death? Then I'll give you a taste of caged bird, too. After speaking, Neji quickly rushed to the elder who stopped him at first, and then stretched out a hand to engrave the brand on the opponent's forehead. Children from other branch houses also signed up. Then he rushed towards the other elders with a look of excitement. Ah! A burst of screams resounded throughout the compound. The counterattack of Hyuga branch house begins here. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help but exclaim with joy. Haitu. Ah! It's started. It's really started. Didera. Haha. Several patriarchs of the sect were killed. Well done, Neji. Hidan. F*K. This is too hot-blooded. I want to rush into the video to help engrave the seal. Scorpion. This is retribution. Onoki. Hyuga Hiyashi, your old boy is about to be engraved with this thing. Are you scared out of your wits? Come out and talk. Naruto. Damn it. Neji smiled so wickedly just now. I've never seen it before. Little Sakura. Is this the blackened Neji? Shocking. Konkuro. Hey, kill. Give me a hard kill. Inside the video. The entire Hyuga family mansion quickly became a mess. Screams, roars, explosions, endless. Hyuga Hiyashi, who was discussing matters with the elders in the office, also suddenly heard a commotion outside. Huh? What's going on? Why is it so loud all of a sudden? As he said that, when he was about to get up and go out to check the situation. Boom. One rushed in a hurry. No, it's not good, patriarch. Hyuga Hiyashi frowned, dissatisfied. Why are you panicking? Someone is attacking Konoha or something. It's unreasonable to barge in without knocking on the door? And this subordinate looked embarrassed and continued hesitatingly. No, it's not. Something happened in the clan, something happened. What's up? Hyuga Hiyashi asked with a frown. The branch house's rebellion, rebel? Hyuga Hiyashi was stunned for a moment, and suddenly felt that these words were a bit nonsense. Good Xiao. The Hyuga family has been passed down for so many years. This is the first time I heard that a branch house rebelled. After all, with curse mark, caged bird, what qualifications do the people in the branch house have to rebel? Are they dying? Immediately afterwards, the subordinate continued to panic. It's really a rebellion. Patriarch, the clan is in chaos now. And curse mark. Caged bird seems to have lost its effect, it's useless at all. Hearing this, Hyuga Hiyashi's calm face was stunned. He opened his mouth slightly, with an incredible expression on his face. Curse mark. Caged bird loses its effect. What's the matter? Hyuga Hiyashi grabbed his subordinate's shoulder and asked eagerly. You know, if this is the case, then there is really big trouble. However, the latter shook his head. I don't know what's going on. Hyuga Hiyashi pushed it angrily, then rushed out in a hurry. At this time, a group of people with white eyes outside were fighting each other, punching and kicking. Countless fists and souls danced in the air. Screams, groans and roars intertwined. A chaotic noise was formed. The scene is very chaotic, it is hard to see who is attacking whom and who is running away. But the only thing that is certain is that Caged Bird really has no effect. And many members of the clan fell to the ground, kicked and beaten, in great pain. Seeing this scene, Hyuga Hiyashi rolled his eyes immediately, and then prepared to rush forward and throw. However, at this moment, suddenly, a figure stood in front of him. It is Ake. Hyuga Hiyashi froze for a moment, and was about to reprimand him. But he found that the other party was holding an iron chain in his hand. And at the other end of the chain, is his daughter, Hinata Ryo. And very humiliating, tied around the neck, attached with a collar. Hyuga Hiyashi stared, a burst of anger went straight to Tianling Gai. Bastard! You! What are you doing? How dare you treat my daughter like this? Let her go. Otherwise, I will let you die. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help but exclaim. Kakashi. F*K. Hinata was captured alive. Yurihong. She even put on a collar, this. Didera. Ha ha ha. Ake is too messed up. He actually brought Hyuga Hiyashi's daughter here with an iron chain, just to stimulate her? Yuzhibo. I have to say, this scene is quite murderous. Little Sakura. Hinata was pulled out by Ake like a puppy. So pitiful. Tiantian. And Hanabi, also captured by Neji, they have 2 hostages in their hands. Onoki. Tit for tat. Who told Hyuga Hiyashi to treat Hyuga Hazashi like that before? Hidan. This shit is about to start training. But, Ake, I support you. Take both of Hyuga Hiyashi's. Senju Tobarama. It's really an embarrassing scene. Hyuga Hiyashi probably feels worse than killing him, right? Jiraiya. Ake is quite ruthless. However, I like this scene very much, it is very interesting, hehe. Tsunade. Bastard Jiraiya, can you be more serious? Kakuzu. Hold her tight, don't let her run away. Second Mizukage. Yes, let her witness with her own eyes the scene where her father was defeated. Ghost Lantern Water Moon. F*K. You guys are too vicious. But, I like it. Konkuro. Really exciting. While everyone was discussing, Hyuga Hiyashi in the video also questioned. What the hell are you trying to do? Release my 2 daughters quickly, and if you have any grievances, just come to me. Did you hear me, bastard? However, Ake didn't respond at all. I saw him walking to Hinata's side without haste, and whispered in Hinata's ear, mockingly. Look at your father, you obviously made a big mess of yourself by doing something wrong, but you want my father to die for him. You say, is this appropriate? Hinata was trembling all over, and tremblingly said, no, no. Father, Hinata. Don't listen to his nonsense. This kid is brainwashing you, he doesn't know anything at all. Hyuga Hiyashi was furious, but Ake didn't pay any attention. Look, this is the head of the Hyuga clan. Obviously I did something wrong, but I didn't have the slightest intention to reflect on it. Now that I have been exposed by others, I still don't admit it. Could it be that I made up the matter of asking my father to die? After 2 or 3 sentences, Hyuga Hiyashi was unable to refute. What did he refute? What Ake said is obviously true. Not only shirk responsibility, treat other people's lives as dung, but also indifferent to branch house people 263 who are of the same blood as myself. As the patriarch, You know that these regulations are problematic, but you have not abolished them. Instead, you enjoy the privileges within the framework of this rule. Did you do nothing wrong? Ake acts aggressively. Hyuga Hiyashi couldn't find any reason to refute it. Ake gently stroked Hinata's head, then looked up at Hyuga Hiyashi and said jokingly, "Hinata, your father is a big bad guy. It's all because of his relationship that the regiment is in today's situation. He is responsible for the mistakes he made." Hinata stared blankly at her father. Her mind was in turmoil at the moment. If Ake is just wrong, well, Hyuga Hiyashi can refute that. But the point is, his father didn't refute. Does this mean that everything Mike said is true? Did his father really make a lot of mistakes? I don't know. Father, is father a big villain? Please don't ask me any more. Hinata covered her face with her hands in embarrassment. She said she did not want to continue these topics. Ake touched Hinata's head and looked at Hyuga Hiyashi mockingly. Look, your daughter thinks what you did is very wrong. It seems that you haven't treated her kindly. Hyuga Hiyashi gritted his teeth, and the veins on his forehead popped out. Then growled and roared, "Bastard Ake. If you have any grievances, just come to me, don't hurt Hinata and Sparks. If not, I will definitely tear you to pieces." Hearing Hyuga Hiyashi yell like crazy, Ake was unmoved. Putting his face on Hinata's shoulder, he said softly, "Okay, Hinata, I will tell you slowly about what your father did. Today, I'll talk about defeating him first." Hinata shook her head dully, with a dull expression, as if she was about to break out of the game. Ake handed the iron chain to Neji, and said softly, "Take them aside, please." Neji nodded, pulled Hinata without hesitation, and led Hanabi to the side. Then, Ake gave Hyuga Hiyashi a provocative look. The final battle is coming. The two stood facing each other, 10 steps away, neither close nor far away. For masters, it's within seconds. Hyuga Hiyashi clenched his fists. After confirming that her two daughters withdrew from the election, shout out and attack immediately, he took 2 big strides in an instant, and reached in front of Ake. "Bastard. It's all your fault. Hazashi's sudden abnormal behavior, caged bird failure, and branch house mutiny. It's all supported by you. I must kill you today." The palms whizzed and patted, with powerful palms and jets of chakra. This is the real gentle fist of the Hyuga family. Vigorous and powerful. Facing a child who is only 5 years old, Hyuga Hiyashi also showed nearly 80% of his skills. He wants to slap Ake to death. However, Ake looked calm at this time. I saw him step aside and dodge sideways. However, Hyuga Hiyashi kicked his feet and turned around at the same time, sarcastically. "HMPH, brat, just because you want to escape my attack?" Snapped. But, to the surprise of Hyuga Hiyashi, Ake really dodged his first palm. Just a clever movement of the body, Hyuga Hiyashi's holy fist hits the air. How is this possible? It was unbelievable, but Hyuga Hiyashi couldn't think too much at the moment. His more angry shots of gentle fist blasted past. Clap clap. Relying on the huge difference in height advantage and the advantage of arm length, Hyuga Hiyashi pressed on every step. Why? Why can you avoid my attack? How can you have such a strong strength? Hyuga Hiyashi grew more and more frightened. The other party is obviously only 5 years old, and he is still a child of the branch house. To actually make myself unable to hit with a single punch, who would believe it? Afterwards, the movements of his hands became more intensive and forceful. Swish swish swish. Clap clap. Intensive palm techniques, shuttled in front of Ake non-stop. Every time, it almost brushes past the body. At the same time, many fighting branch houses and clan members stopped fighting and looked over in shock. Hey! Look! Patriarch, he and Ake are fighting. Am I dazzled? Ake is only 5 years old, singled out the patriarch? And the two sides are evenly matched. Evenly matched? What are you kidding? Ake hasn't even made a move yet. Everyone in the Hyuga family watched this scene dumbfounded. Hearing the comments of his fellow clansmen around him, Hyuga Hiyashi's attack became more and more fierce. Damn it. What the hell is going on with you, kid? Who taught you these agility? Why can you dodge my gentle fist? At this time, Hyuga Hiyashi has launched a 100% strength attack. But there is still no way to take the other party. This made him feel a little fear in his heart. It's like seeing a ghost. However, at this moment, Ake, who had been silent all this time, suddenly said indifferently, "Okay, the warm-up is over, I'm going to make a move." Hearing this, Hyuga Hiyashi's expression darkened, and he roared angrily. "Warm up? You? What are you kidding?" However, the next second, there was a cold light in Ake's eyes. A powerful aura exudes from the whole body. Snapped. Ake threw a quick punch. Laugh. The fist rubbed against the air, and there was a huge cracking sound. With a strong force, it hit Hyuga Hiyashi's palm in an instant. Ah ah ah. With a scream, everyone was shocked to see it. Hyuga Hiyashi, an arm of the patriarch of the clan, was blown up to pieces of flesh and blood at that moment, and was wiped out in ashes. This moment, the whole scene fell silent. The whole studio was silent. Only the sound of Hyuga Hiyashi falling on the AFCF ground, rolling back and forth. After a full 5 seconds, there was a violent exclamation in the live broadcast room. Kakashi. This, it exploded with one punch. Terumi Mei. Wow. This is so handsome. Ake killed Hyuga Hiyashi in one move. Onoki. At the age of 5, he defeated the head of a clan, which is also Ake. Black Soil. He. Seeing Hyuga Hiyashi's miserable appearance, I'm so happy, he deserves it. Who told him to bully Ake like that before? Deidara. Ha. Hyuga Hiyashi, an idiot, dares to fight with my master? It's really desperate. Tamari. Seeing him screaming, it's really relieved. Konkuro. Ake is fierce. Talent and fighting power are still the ceiling. Chongjuro. After waiting for so long, I finally waited until Ake really punched Isle. Uchiha Fugaku. I thought his gentle fist had been abolished, but unexpectedly, he killed another patriarch instantly. Might Guy. How strong is this power? I feel that it is almost the same as 8 inner gates. Senju Hashirama. I don't know. This kid feels that his strength has no limit. Maybe it's the same as before, and he has practiced this gentle fist to a heavenly level. Uchiha Madara. Not bad, well done. Everyone was amazed by Ake's decisive punch. Just when everyone was discussing non-stop Konoha village. In the Hyuga family, Hyuga Hiyashi also stared blankly, sitting on the chair blankly. I actually lost 2 seconds in a second. This guy, what kind of monster is it? In the video, after Hyuga Hiyashi was knocked out with a single punch, the rebel movement. The movement has also been completely declared over. The chief general is gone, so why should the soldiers fight? The spiritual pillar is broken. Neji walked to Ake's side, looked at Hyuga Hiyashi coldly and said, "Why not kill him?" Ake's eyes were indifferent, and he said lightly, "That's too cheap for him. Since he is the patriarch, he must taste all the pains that various branch houses have endured. Let him also taste his own destiny being arranged in the hands of others." Feel. Neji nodded, and then heaved a long sigh of relief as if healed from years of stagnation. It is finally over. After living for so long, I finally feel that my life is in my own hands. I can finally live for myself. Not long. All the members of Hyuga's family gathered here. In the huge courtyard, countless people stood densely. But unlike before, today, the people in the branch house are in high spirits, all of them are full of red. As for the members of the Zong family, all of them were engraved with caged bird, their faces were ashen, and many of them even had weak legs and feet and could not stand still. Everyone. Hyuga Hazashi stood on the podium. This day, everyone has been waiting for too long. Just because we were born a few seconds later than others, we have encountered such a big difference in our lives. Being at the mercy of others, obeying orders, even if they ask us to sacrifice our lives, we can't have the slightest complaint. Among us, there are quite a few people who, from birth to now, have not lived for themselves a single day. Life has no sense of reality, it is just a pawn that people can control and trample on at will. Obviously born as a human being, but can only be reduced to a tool to assist the Zong family and shine for the Zong family. This nonsense rule has been going on for decades, but no one from the clan has come out to stop it. The reason is that the bastards of the clan are enjoying this kind of rules and enjoying a superior status. But today, it's all over. Because of Ake. My boy. The genius who abolished these stupid rules. We can hold our heads. Live our lives like everyone else. I think everyone should give him their most sincere thanks. It's Ake. Let's stand up. As soon as this statement came out, the square hall of the entire Hyuga family was filled with warm cheers and applause. Savior of the door. Ake is a god. Thank you, Ake. Amidst the cheers, Hyuga Hazashi motioned for Ake to come up and say a few words. And Ake didn't refuse, and stood up silently. I won't say anything superfluous, I'll just say a little bit here. The war we are waging today is just to take back our freedom, and it's a just war. I hope those clans who have become caged bird will not resent us. This is just what you deserve. After you have repaid your sins 10 times, you will also be able to obtain the status of freedom. Remember, this is not oppression, it's redemption. Ake had just finished speaking. Immediately below, the elders of the two sects yelled loudly. Nonsense. You just want to squeeze us and make us your slaves. That's right. What we usually do to you is not that serious at all. It's not at the level of your rebellion. You are exaggerating. Facing the questioning of two people. A group of people from the branch house clenched their fists, wishing they could go up and tear the two of them apart. But at this moment, I knew there would be people who would not admit it, so I had already prepared for it. Ake was not in a hurry, and took out a bunch of small books from his bag. This is what I have recorded over the years, the bad behavior of the people in your branch house. Each one, accurate to the time, place and person. Even dialogue. Do you want to renege on your debt? How about I open a few for you to see? With that said, Ake gave Neji a look. The latter immediately opened a small book and began to read aloud. Konoha 52, January 28, 8 a.m. Hyuga Quinn was insulted by Hyuga's Willowfire and slapped because he didn't deliver breakfast in time. Konoha 52, January 28, 10 a.m. Hyuga Taichi injured Hyuga Hideo during training, and was punished by caged bird by Hyuga Hideo's father. Konoha 52, January 28, 11:00 a.m. Hyuga Iron Tree was sent to do a mission that almost killed him, and this mission should have been performed by Hyuga Shinchi. As Neji reads, the audience listens. The entire scene was silent, and everyone's eyes widened, as if they had seen a ghost. Then, the screen changes. In Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Udatain Kaharu, Mitokado Homura, Danzo, and Konoha F4 all gathered here with sad faces. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed deeply, and said, Hey, I didn't expect such a thing to happen to the Hyuga family. The members of the main family were banned by the members of the branch house. And, most outrageously, the patriarch is a 5-year-old child. Mitokado Homura frowned. What should we do about this matter? Do we need to take care of it? After all, it's a bit of a joke for a 5-year-old to become the patriarch. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head and said, Leave it alone. Anyway, these families are in chaos on their own, so they don't have much impact on the village. As long as the overall situation is stable. Udatain Kaharu snorted coldly and said dissatisfiedly. It doesn't matter. It's too outrageous to be the patriarch at the age of 5. What can a child understand? What if he makes a wrong decision and threatens the village? Also, we have to ask the people in the branch house what they think of our village. Otherwise, if they have bad intentions, what should we do? Mitokado Homura nodded and said righteously. That's right. You can't let them go like this. If that child is not good, we need to help him manage the Hyuga family. Danzo looked disdainful and did not want to participate in the discussion. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked embarrassed, a little hesitant. However, at this time, boom, there was a knock on the door. Then, naive Ake walked in. A group of people froze in place, a little surprised. Unexpectedly, when they were discussing things, the new patriarch of the Hyuga family just walked in without even making a report. It's crazy. Danzo narrowed his eyes and said indifferently. What's your business? Ake's face was calm, and he stared into Danzo's eyes calmly. Didn't Cloud Shinobi Village want people from our Hyuga family before? I brought 2 of them. Then, Neji dragged 2 corpses in, still on the ground. Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others fixed their eyes and were shocked again. That turned out to be the 2 elders of the clan. I used to come to the office to make reports. Master Hokage, you have the children to hand over their bodies to Cloud Shinobi Village. We have even left, and I don't expect a war to break out. As he spoke, Ake bowed politely, then left the office. At this moment, the entire Konoha office was filled with dead silence. Yurihong. This will kill directly. Kakashi. Good guy. It seems that I was too naive. I was really deceived by Ake's appearance. I thought he was soft-hearted if he didn't kill Hyuga Hiyashi, so I didn't dare to kill anyone. Orochimaru. How is it possible? They just don't kill valuable people. Kakuzu. Those who should be killed must be killed. Hyuga Hiyashi is also the father of 2 little girls. If you kill him, what will the 2 little girls do? Deidara. That's right. I think the master probably wants to marry that little Hinata girl this time. This is the real murder. Hidan. I'll go. If you want to do that, it's too cruel. Onoki. Ha 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 ha. Third Hokage and the others thought he was a child just now, but they didn't expect to be so ruthless. Tamari. The person wearing the glasses said to help others, but in fact he wants to control them. Black Soil. Judging from the situation, I can't control it, ha ha ha. Uchiha Madara. It's okay. Do it when it's time to do it, never show mercy. Fourth Raikage. Kill. Kill me hard, in the courtyard of the Zong family. It's clear. There is a round table on the green grass. At this moment, Ake is sitting at the table, drinking tea leisurely. Sitting obediently next to him is Hinata, and Hinata is holding the notebook that Ake wrote before. And the most outrageous thing is, at this time, beside the 2 of them, the person serving tea and water is the former patriarch, Hyuga Hiyashi, whose hand was abolished. Hyuga Hiyashi said nothing. There was almost no expression on his face, just serving tea and water silently, doing work like a handyman. How is it, Hinata? Can you understand what I did now? Hinata silently closed the book. He stared blankly ahead. After a while, he turned his head again and looked at Hyuga Hiyashi, who was weeping. You were right. The previous family was full of injustice. Our happiness is built on the pain of the branch house people. Ake nodded in satisfaction. That's right, you have a much better understanding than your father. Come here, and I'll help you take off the collar. Hinata approached sensibly, and lowered her head obediently like a puppy. After taking off the collar, Ake also patted her on the head dotingly. Go and take care of Hanabi. Yes, Master Ake. Hinata nodded and left respectfully. In the live broadcast room, Jiraiya, F*K. Has the training been completed? It's too soon. Little Sakura. Hinata, you. Tsunade. Good guy, Duan Yi. Ake's hand is too nimble, he convinced Hinata in just 3 or 2 moves. Kakashi. In fact, you may not believe it. I think the reason why Hinata is so easily persuaded is related to her experience. Terumi Mei. Encounter. What happened to her? Yurihong. Oh. You will understand when you compare it with Hinata. Everyone nervously continued to watch the live broadcast. Not long. Neji walked over slowly, glanced at Ake, and showed a respectful smile. Has she forgiven you yet? No, it should be said that she understands you. I don't know. Anyway, this kind of thing is not important to me. Ake replied contemptuously. Neji shook his head, looked up at the blue sky, and said casually. Ake, now the family is at peace, and the members of the clan have been punished. What are your plans for the future? Seeing this, some viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help but started talking about it. Tamari. It should be to rectify the ninja world and bring peace, right? Ake was like this before, this time I believe he will make the same choice. Little Sakura. He. That's right. Ake is such a man. Always full of hope. Fourth Raikage. Hyuga Hiyashi can be easily defeated at the age of 5, and his strength has at least reached the level of Jonin or higher. Given time, he might become the strongest ninja world. Luo Sha. I don't think it's possible this time. Although his gentle fist is very powerful, it's just a fist after all. Even if he has trained gentle fist to ultimate, there are too many other ways to break it and become the number one in the ninja world. I am afraid it will be difficult. Tsunade. That's right. There are too many flaws in taijutsu. It is very difficult to dominate punishment with taijutsu. Orochimaru. That's right, no matter how strong physical skills are, they may not be worth a pair of eyes. Senju Hashirama. What are you talking about? Didn't that might guy almost kick Madara to death? Taijutsu is still worth seeing. Uchiha Fugaku. That's right. I remember that Madara's ancestor called Might Guy the strongest. Isn't that a very high evaluation? Kakashi. That's what I said, but that time Guy used up his life to explode such a strong physical skill, so it's not something to be proud of, right? Naruto. That's right. The thick-browed teacher is dead, just to make Madara a little bit happier. If you really want to fight with all your strength, you may not be able to win. Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost. Taijutsu is just a burst of burning life. It is far worse than those strong ninjutsu. I don't believe that Ache can bring peace to the ninja world by relying on taijutsu. Luo Sha. Look. Maybe he can create miracles. The audience in the live broadcast room continued to discuss. Almost everyone firmly believes that Ache can once again use his abilities to unify the ninja world and bring new peace to everyone. However, at this time, in the Kingdom of Fire, in a forest on the border, Ache himself, who was watching the live broadcast, frowned. In the forest, I don't think so at all. Peace? That also depends on the conditions. In the previous 2 times in the Senju family in the Land of Land, I was growing up in a serious way. Although there was war, but as a child in the early stage, I didn't go to the battlefield. The heart is still relatively bright and honest. However, growing up in the environment of the Hyuga family, he can't promise to bring peace to the world. According to his personality, if he was bullied, he would never forgive him. It's not like in the original book, it was washed clean after being mauled by Naruto. Just like what he is doing now, if he is bullied, he must return it on the spot. If there are no conditions, you can't pay it back on the spot, and you need to bear it. After that, it will definitely be doubled, or even 10 times returned. Now he is a little worried about whether he will do something out of the ordinary in this contrasting world. Next, in the video. After hearing Neji's words, Ache's eyes sparkled and his face became serious. Peace? Indeed, the Jaw family has now been punished as it should. But, what about the 3rd generation? And those high-level Konoha? Are these people punished? Neji? As the leaders of the village, for so many years, they have been indifferent to the branch house. To put it mildly, it is called dereliction of duty. To put it more seriously, it is indifference. They only care about their own interests and do not care about the lives of others. Ache stood up and looked towards the Konoha village where the Hokage heads of the past generations were built. Now, my new patriarch has just come up, and the high-level Konoha is still indifferent. In the future, if there are new broken rules, will no one still care? What is the role of Hokage? What is the role of Konoha's senior management? Let the villagers not suffer and live a happy life. Have they ever done it? A group of people who are so irresponsible should be punished. Returning the Land of Thunder, they all rode on the head of our Hyuga family to shit. Can we not deal with them? After speaking, Ache's eyes were full of murderous intent, and his fists were slightly clenched. Neji panicked, his heart was about to pop out. 0. Ask for flowers, then, what are you going to do? Ache turned his head, his face recovered, and he said calmly, of course I killed them all. Hear hear. The entire ninja world was silent for a moment. Then, the audience in the live broadcast room burst into violent exclamations. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Damn. Udatain Kaharu. This guy actually got his idea on us. Kakashi. Ache is looking for it directly. Is the purpose of 3rd generation in trouble? Hidan. Guys, are you still thinking about peace? They are going to kill Hokage. Yurihong. Ache, you are only 5 years old, don't be too impulsive. Tamari. Impulsive. HMPH. I think that's how it should be. Deidara. That's right. I want to do third Hokage, I want to do the Land of Thunder. Onoki. Haha. This is a bloody man. If the old man encounters such ache in reality, he must help him. Senju Hashirama. Hey, monkey, you are really going to die now. Orochimaru. Chat. Third generation, you didn't expect yourself to be the target, did you? Black soil. Blackened, blackened. My husband is blackened again. Terumi Mei. Ache is right. There is a huge difference between third Hokage and Konoha high-level people in their own village. The matter of Branch House and Zongja is obviously unreasonable. What's the point of not blocking it? Their connivance should also be severely punished. Second Tsuchikage. From this incident, we can see the style of third Hokage. I am obsequious to the outside world, and I fight hard inside. Luo Sha. Not only the third generation, but even the people of the Land of Thunder will suffer. This is a good show. Fourth Raikage. Damn. This. Zero Killer B. Bagia Road. This is a huge misunderstanding. We can't let us take the blame. Ache Boy needs to find a target for revenge. Uchiha Madara. Huh. This is the Ache I know. Give me a slap in the face. The entire ninja world was shaken. These audiences were still expecting peace just now. In the end, I didn't expect that Ache's wave would be a one-way fight to the end. At this time, in Konoha village, Sarutobi Hiruzen and several other senior executives were really embarrassed. In the past few times, Ache has completely unified the ninja world and made peace together. The image in everyone's mind is so upright, majestic, kind and harmonious. Now it's their Konoha. Not only blackening and inciting rebellion, but now they don't point their guns at their heads. I'm afraid I'm going to lose face now, and the country of thunder. In Raikage's office, fourth Raikage also yelled in dissatisfaction. Asshole. At the beginning, I was just talking casually. Who knew that third generation was so cowardly, so I agreed to it, and even made so many things in the end. What happened to Ache's family has nothing to do with us. Darui frowned and looked at fourth Raikage. Master Raikage, can you beat him? Fourth Raikage slammed the table hard. I know what a fart, 80% can't beat it. Inside the video. After Neji heard Ache's words, his pupils trembled, and he couldn't help but said in surprise. You actually want to attack Hokage and the others, are you sure? Ache narrowed his eyes and said calmly, we all know that third Hokage has many ninjutsu and is called Dr. Ninjutsu. Not to mention the fourth Raikage of the Land of Thunder, besides his strength, he also has a younger brother named Killer Bee, who is the Jinchuriki of 8 Tails. The combat power of both sides is terrifying. As far as my combat power is concerned, no matter which side I face, it is very difficult to win head-on. But Ache changed the subject and his eyes were firm. Even if we can't win now, we still have a future. As long as you work hard, surpassing them is just around the corner. Seeing how determined Ache is, Neji was deeply shocked. This is the man who set him free, the man who changed his destiny. After the silence, Neji regained his composure, then patted Ache on the shoulder, and said with sincere eyes. Brother, no, Ache. No matter what, I support your decision. Even if the other party is Hokage or Raikage, I will follow you without hesitation. Come on. I will always be with you. Seeing Neji's state, the audience in the live broadcast room burst into flames. Kakashi. Good guy. Even Neji got involved. Little Sakura. Neji wants to help kill Hokage? This. Deidara. The kid Neji has changed a lot. It's completely different from the previous state. It feels like a completely new one. Terumi Mei. That's right, I was afraid to fight Naruto before. Now I dare to kill Hokage. Kakuzu. The previous one was outrageous, how could anyone just clean it up like that? Black soil. This is all thanks to Ache. Neji has become a real ninja warrior. Tamari. Very good. Brothers have one heart, which is enviable. Naruto. How should I put it, it feels like Neji has become Ache's professional player.